The opinions expressed on the radio program by the hosts, co-hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Gynesis Radio, www.gynesisradio.com, Gynesis Radio's owners, management, or affiliates.
It's another Thoughtful Thursday, and you're on the air with Reason for Reason. And I'll tell you a little story. The gentleman to my right was substituting at a school district where we both work. And in my experience with the school district, have not come across a black teacher, particularly a black male teacher. Well, let me take that back. I did run into just one other. And we struck up a conversation. And I'm under the belief that nothing happens by accident. That sometimes you are supposed to meet someone at a particular time and a particular purpose. Particular time and place. And for a purpose. And we just started talking. And there was just so much to discuss. So much that this gentleman wants to share, and I want to hear it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my listeners to Pastor Emmanuel Polection.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Pastor Emmanuel Polection. A lot of people know me as Mr. E.
Mr. E.
Yes,
okay.
That's the name, I go by. I am so happy to be here with you today.
Oh, I am so happy that you are here with me today. Because we began our conversation talking a little bit about Haiti, which you are. Haiti is your native land.
Yes, born in Haiti, born and raised. Even though I spend more time in U.S. than Haiti,
right?
But every year I go to Haiti. It's like my baby.
It's coming home.
Oh, yes.
Going home.
Yes.
Okay. So, I started doing some research last night. Now, I thought I knew some things about Haiti, but there is so much that I did not know. And let me just share some of the things that I found out last night. I did not know that Haitians fought the American Revolution on the side of the Americans.
Oh, yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is something that I was kind of taken aback when I saw that. I did not realize that. And I am someone who considers himself a student of history. But history is so vast, we can never know everything.
Yes.
So I looked it down and I was like, wow. So even before Haiti declared independence in 1804, Haitians were here fighting alongside Americans.
Yes. At Savannah. Savannah, I think 1887, if I'm not mistaken, 89. Yeah, we fought and we helped America to
win its independence.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And something else I came across somewhere, I guess, in the 1800s. The U.S. government decided that they wanted to get control of Haiti's economy. It seems like during this time, the U.S., the French, and the Germans who were in Haiti at this time are trying to establish a foothold for themselves. Were kind of fighting for control of Haiti's economy. Haiti at this time was very, very rich.
Yes.
Now, I think what a lot of people in this country know about Haiti is that Haiti is now the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. So, life happens from cause to effect. Most of us see the effects in Haiti, the poverty, right? the violence, but most of us do not know the cause. Most of us do not know the history of Haiti's interaction with the colonial powers that led to reparations that Haiti had to pay well into the 1980s
Yes.
and 90s.
Yes.
And one of the biggest recipients of those payments was the U.S.
Yes.
A lot of us really didn't know that because we think that Haiti was just poor all along and that there was never any material wealth in Haiti or that there was so much going on in Haiti that we were not aware of.
Yes.
So, you having been born there, tell us a little bit more about the island of Haiti.
Haiti is a great island that is located in the west and next to we share land with Dominican Republic,
Mm-hmm.
and also we are not too far away from Puerto Rico, Jamaica. Okay, there are four big islands:
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica, Haiti, Puerto Rico, and Cuba.
Right.
But Haiti, among them, Haiti is, I would consider, the island where a lot of stuff going on
Mm-hmm.
went on. We helped this country, the American,
Mhm.
to get their freedom. We helped the Latin American to get their freedom. We went all the way to Greece, Greece,
Mm-hmm.
to fight alone to help them out. We were the place where anyone who needs freedom flew to Haiti.
So, you're saying that Haitians went all the way to Greece
Yes,
to
to
fight
help.
for Greek independence?
Yes,
Ah,
yes, we did.
wow.
We did. And also, Haiti, the city of Chicago,
Yes.
was founded by
A
Haitian.
Haitian.
Yes.
John Point du Sable.
Jean-Baptiste Pointe-du-Sable.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So they know what we are capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
They know we can feed the world. They
Mhm.
know that.
Right.
But they just keep Haiti away from everything, and they make us paying for what we did.
So, there's something else I found interesting. And I think, well, I know from what I read, the U.S. government, actually, there were plantation owners who became very, 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 very fearful after Haiti gained their independence.
Yes.
In fact, it is said that the Haitian generals
Mhm.
wanted to come to the Gulf Coast and free the slaves, the Africans along the Gulf Coast.
Yes.
That was something that led the government of this country to launch an invasion
Yes.
because they realized the Haitians had gained enough strength and could probably come over here
Mhm.
and free their brothers and sisters along the Gulf Coast.
Yes. And they knew we could
Right.
because we have proven that we can.
Well,
Yes.
I think Haiti was the first country to beat Napoleon.
And at that time, Napoleon was the most powerful army
In all of Europe.
Yes.
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 And we had them to flee the country.
Right.
Yes.
That I knew about, and of course I knew that afterwards they called it the massacre.
Mhm.
But what happened was the remaining Europeans, many of them were killed. I believe up to 7,000 were killed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I guess they just didn't want to go back to Europe.
What happened is, if you happen to be in this part of the world called Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
you will never want to go back.
Right.
Even right now, with everything that is going on in Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
anyone who goes to Haiti, you don't want to go back
Right.
because this is a very nice, beautiful, wonderful place
Mm-hmm.
for people to live.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they didn't want to live. They didn't want to go.
Right. Well, I guess they had some, some financial
Financial
incentives
reason
to
as
stay
well.
because they
Yes.
wanted to hold on to the land.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, yes. They stole so much.
Mhm.
They had so much. They invested so much, though it was hard for them to leave everything behind.
Mhm.
And at that time, Dessalines, he wasn't playing.
Right. Right.
He wasn't playing.
He ordered the massacre.
Oh yes. Oh
Right.
yes. Oh
Right.
yes. Dessalines wasn't, was someone who, he knew what he wanted.
Mhm.
So yes, they had ordered the massacre.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now you talked about the day we met. You talked about establishing, say, a Haitian resource center, because you
Yes.
said you had established one in Jersey, I believe.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
And you want to establish one here.
Yes. In the area, Pocono area,
Mhm.
because back in 1987
Mhm.
in Philadelphia, we had maybe a very low amount of Haitian there.
Mhm.
In 1984, at that time, no, 2004, at that time, I was finishing my master's in administration of human service.
Mhm.
And my project was to create an organization.
Mhm.
So that's when I created the Haitian Community Health Center.
Right.
And there is a history behind it.
And it's still operating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
There's a history behind it. I had a dollar store. I am one of the first Haitian in Philadelphia back in 2000, 2001, 2000, who had dollar store.
Mhm.
A dollar store.
Uh-huh.
When someone came to buy one, let's say, one piece of candy,
Mhm.
they carry a letter. Mr. E, can you please read that for me? Or they carry a bill. Mr. E, can you explain to me what that means? Or whatever. They come with all kinds of questions.
Mhm.
I said to myself, you know something? When I'm done with my degree, I have to do something for the
Mhm.
Haitians. That's how the ID comes.
Right.
We create something called Triple H, Haitian Helping Haitians.
Mhm.
The city of Philadelphia gave me a reward for that.
Mhm.
And that's how we started, helping the community.
Now, I have a question for you. In Africa, you find that there are so many countries in Africa that don't necessarily share a language or culture, right? A lot of these were established by the colonial powers,
Mhm.
right, to keep the country divided.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, Africans don't really have sort of a mutual defense agreement
Mm-hmm.
like the Europeans have with something called NATO.
Yes.
Whereas if you attack Western Europe, all of the colonial powers and the US will they have an agreement to defend
Yes.
Western Europe. So for those of us in this country, do you think it's time that we stop becoming Haitians and Jamaicans and African Americans and become one people?
I believe that will be a great opportunity for us to prove what we are capable of doing.
Right.
But I don't think it's an easy thing to do.
Well, it's not easy. Not at
It's
all.
not easy
Mhm.
because by becoming one, by unifying ourselves, we don't have too much power.
And you know something? That is the problem. So I used Africa as an analogy. So because the countries are divided, the colonial powers pick them off one country after the other. And the same thing is happening in the Caribbean. And in this country, it's happening in the various communities, right? They pick them off one at a time, right? And it is to all of our detriment. So when I thought about a resource center for the Haitian people, I said, you know what? That's a good idea, especially in light of what happened in the run up to this last election. The things that were said by then candidate
Mhm.
Donald Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance.
Mhm.
You know, to insinuate that Haitians were eating cats and dogs, right? You know, that was not just an insult to Haitians, that was an insult to all Black people throughout the diaspora, no matter where we are. Because let's be realistic, Donald Trump does not know a Haitian from somebody from Harlem. What we have in common is we have this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That is what bonds us,
Mhm.
right? And for them, they really can't identify who we are. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So today it may be Haitians. Tomorrow it may be people in South Central LA or in New York or Chicago.
Yes.
And the same sort of violence that is happening in Haiti right now,
Mhm.
you know, that's nothing new for us in this country. You know, I grew up in New York and Brooklyn, and I remember in the 90s, the mid to late 90s and early 2000s, New York City wasn't, it was just chaos.
Oh yes.
Killing every day,
Yes.
right? Down in Philly, where you live.
Oh yeah.
Right. And, you know, what the government does and what government agencies do,
Mm-hmm.
they exploit differences, right? Cultural differences, religious differences, anything to divide. So in this country, we have a young man who wears a blue bandana who says, I'm going to kill you because you're wearing a red bandana. You know, in you know, that right here in this country, and I remember I was a paramedic many years ago, and there was the massacre in Rwanda,
Mm-hmm.
and I volunteered to go because I sat there, and there was an article in Time magazine where there was a waterfall, and there were so many bodies you couldn't even see the water. I said, I got to do something. So I volunteered to go, and I called up a relief agency, and they said, well, we appreciate you wanting to go, but right now what we need is epidemiologists. Because it wasn't just the fact that there were so many people killed. Now there was disease, typhus, diphtheria, and others that were taking hold, you know. So I just think that we've got to find commonality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is something that we as Haitian, we would like to see the Jamaicans, um, people from the Bahamas,
Mhm.
we and the African American,
Right.
we get together as one.
Right. Because you know something? Let's be realistic. We're none of those things. We're called those things, right? You know, those are political titles, right? But we're not African Americans, right? We're Black people.
Yes.
We're Africans. We're from
Yes.
our Kibu line. We are people of the sun.
Yes.
And no matter where we go, that
Yes.
is who we are.
But
Right?
they create, a mixture. They create, something in our belief that we are different.
Right, right,
The only difference, you and I,
right,
is because you were brought to this
right. Dropped off
land.
here.
You speak English.
Right,
I was brought to Haiti.
right,
I speak Creole
right,
and French.
right.
That's the only difference.
Exactly, exactly.
We we have anything else.
Nothing. There is, you know, as I told you when we first met, that I did my DNA and found out that the majority of it is Nigerian. Most of the people from Haiti
Yes.
are from Nigeria.
Yes.
So there is a
That's our
blood
origin.
connection.
Yes.
There is a blood connection.
We have a connection.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I think that for us, especially now, in the social and political climate that we're in, we have an administration that is going in January that is openly hostile.
Yes.
We're not just
Yes.
talking about hostility toward the Haitian community. When he ran the first time, He talked about places in Africa that were shitholes. His words. So it's not just open hostility toward Haiti, it's toward Africa, it's toward African Americans. When they asked him, said, Mr. President, if you are going to have this huge deportation, as you say, who now will do the work that was done by the immigrants? And he said, Black people. Right. Right.
That means white people cannot do them.
Well, I guess the idea is that they're simply not going to do it, right? You know, one of the things that I think Kamala Harris was trying to bring out, she didn't do a very good job of it. She kept talking about going backwards. I think she should have gave more detail on what it meant to go backwards, right? What it meant for us as a community, right? How everything that was fought for over the years could vanish overnight. I think that's something that needed to be brought out, right? Because a lot of people, Black people, did not vote for Kamala Harris.
Yes.
And I think it was because of the messaging of the Democrats and some of the ideals that the Democrats embraced, right? You know, now as a pastor, right, I'm going to call on some of your pastoral expertise. So the Democrats embrace things like sexual assignment surgery for kids as young as 12 years old, right? Advocating for gender neutral bathrooms, things like biological men being able to compete in contact sports with women, right? You know, the Bible has pretty much a clear message on that, right?
Yes.
You know, nowadays we don't want to use the term, but the Bible says abomination. Right. And I think that is one of the things that sort of drove people out of the Democratic camp and into the Republicans and Donald Trump's open arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's also one, of the aspects that turned me off.
Right.
I voted Democrat regardless.
Right.
But I feel that they go too far.
They do. Way too far.
They went too far.
Right.
Because look, I understand this country, you have to watch what you say.
Right. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, you have to.
No, because the Bible says speak truth to power.
No.
Uh-huh.
When I say watch what you're saying,
uh-huh.
I mean that you might, when I'm preaching
Mm-hmm.
under the Holy Ghost, I will say anything that come out.
Right.
But I try to be sometimes philosophical. Try when I'm speaking.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you cannot. You have to call dog by dog.
Right.
Cat by cat.
Right.
So I'm not saying I'm not the one saying it.
Right.
The Bible says.
Absolutely, it does.
It's like it's an abomination.
Right. Right. And you shouldn't have to take that back. Right.
No.
You shouldn't have to. Right.
Ever.
Right. Because it's not your words. These are the words.
Bible.
Right. So I think that's something that drove people away from the Democrats and right into, the Trump camp, right? But I want to go back to Haiti for a minute. So about almost 4 years ago now,
Mm-hmm.
the Democratically elected president of Haiti, Moises Juvenel, was killed.
Yes.
Now, I did a little research on the late president, and from what I could tell, he was doing a number of good things for Haiti and the Haitian people. I saw where he was building roads, asphalt plants, the airport in Jeremy. He had upgraded the airport. So there were so many projects that he was doing that would have strengthened the Haitian economy and put people to work.
Oh yes.
Right.
Oh yes.
And then all of a sudden, he is in a rented house in Port-au-Prince, and so-called Colombian paramilitary comes up and assassinates him in the house. So my question is, how many people in Haiti believe that story?
That little group.
So almost nobody.
Almost that little group
Right.
only.
Right.
And the other one now in power.
Right.
Let me tell you one thing about Jovenel.
Okay.
At the beginning, no one, I'm not going to say no one, but most of the Haitians did not see in Jovenel someone that would be a good candidate to help Haiti. Why? Because he was chosen by Michel Martelly.
Sweet Mickey.
Sweet Mickey.
Right.
And we all know there is nothing good that can come from Sweet Mickey.
So now Sweet Mickey was a singer, right?
Sweet Mickey was a singer.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Because of his popularity. And one day he just playing around right there in Boston.
Right.
He wants to be president. But because he was so powerful in music.
Right.
So the little people that for $1 they will vote you.
Right.
So they organize them with the help of this place,
right.
US, and Martelly became the president.
Right.
But not really, no one in Haiti would accept Martelly as president.
Right.
So that's why Jovenel, wasn't really seen as someone that would be. But because he came from Martelly crowd, the oligarch, oligarch in Haiti, and the bad politicians, they all were around him.
Right.
So throughout his government, Jovenel realized that a country cannot be like that.
Right.
For one little group, 12 families,
right,
own the country,
controlling everything.
They were paying one guy $20 million per month.
$20 million a month
for electricity.
Wow.
And guess what? He didn't give even 2% of electricity to the country.
I did read that Jovenel established a hydroelectric plant.
Yes.
Right.
Because of that, Jovenel says, look, $20 million, you give maybe 5% of the country electricity.
Right.
And Jovenel went, on his own, find out how things are. Jovenel came, cut the contract.
Right.
That's one of the reasons
right.
who caused his death.
Right.
Among other reasons.
So let's talk about some of the other things. Let's talk about iridium.
Okay.
So I did a little research and found out that they've known about the iridium since the 80s. A man by the name of, I believe it is Florentine Moras.
Yes.
He discovered this rich vein of iridium back in the 80s. And now Haiti has the second largest deposit on the planet.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And iridium right now is selling at over $170 a gram.
$170 a gram. Yes.
Right. So we're talking a few ounces of iridium. So, I mean, if we would have figured out by pounds, we're talking thousands of dollars per pound. Somewhere maybe six figures.
Yes.
Right.
And we have it in quantity.
Right. Right. So could that have been a reason why Jovenel was killed?
Part of it. Remember, I told you the 20 million.
Right.
And all the.
Right.
Look, we have so much resources on the in our sous-sol. So they just okay. We have there are so much.
No, there is
The
endless.
the current oligarch.
Right.
They're not Haitian.
Right.
Okay, so they hate black.
Right.
They hate Haitians. They just number one. They want the country to become clear, like the Dominican Republic.
Right.
They say that on a tape.
Oh, really?
I had that tape.
And who are these people you said?
The oligarch in Haiti.
And what's the family name?
We have 12 families.
12 families.
Yes.
And where are they from?
They are from the they are Arab.
The Arabs.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. They came in Haiti in early 1800s.
Really?
And they just occupied the country. They are the one who helped take everything from the our plantation.
Right.
They killed them.
Right.
To export things.
Right.
That's how they make their millions.
Right.
Okay, so that's why in Haiti we don't have, as a tropical country, we are dying for food.
Right.
Okay, so those people are the one who want to get they get together with the international, particularly 3 of them,
right,
to just destroy Haiti. That's why people are. That's one of the reasons a lot of people are dying.
Right.
Because of the color. One of the reasons is the color.
Right.
Because they want to eliminate the black.
Right.
The dark color.
Right.
To lighten them. One of the guys, oligarch, I had that tape saying that we need to kill them, and we're not gonna use our money. We're gonna use our money to give a little group of them money to kill the rest.
Group. Right.
So
right.
That's their plan. Number 1. Number 2, to have the Dominican Republic overpower Haiti.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of the plans.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the plan. And 3, whatever we have, all the resources,
right,
they need them.
Right.
They need control of them.
Mm-hmm.
4, they just want to have their own government so that they can do everything. They did so much to Haiti, so they know if there is a good a government where that were elected by the people, they all go into jail.
Mm-hmm.
They are the one who killed Jovenel Moïse.
Right.
They know.
Well, okay, that brings up another question. So, of the Haitian leaders, right, probably 2 of the best known would be Papa Doc Duvalier, his son Baby Doc, and later on, Father Aristide.
Yes.
So, now this is my own opinion, right? I haven't had any, come across any research. But it seems to me that Papa Doc, right, was put there by the U.S. That's my thinking. Because it seems as if the money that he was getting, what was his source of income? And he created groups like the Tonton Macoute and FROP that were terrorizing the people. Why would you do that to your own people? For what purpose? I mean, what do you think about Papa Doc?
Papa Doc, he was a dictator.
Right.
But he became a dictator because of his surrounding.
Right.
Because Haiti, if it's either you extremely tough,
right,
or you die.
Right.
because they will eat you alive.
Right.
So Papa Doc had to become who he was because of those politicians.
Right.
But comparing Papa Doc with the one that we have here,
Right.
there is no comparison.
Oh no, I wouldn't
No.
say that. Yeah.
Papa Doc, he loved the country,
Right.
but he would not give our resources just like that.
Right.
Okay. And yes, he was a dictator, but at that time we could, if you don't put your nose on his business, everything is fine.
Right.
We were exporting things to all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Haiti was beautiful. I grew up the end of Papa Doc.
Right.
I mostly grew up on Baby Doc.
Right.
But at that time, Haiti had electricity 24/7.
Right.
Everything was working properly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But after Duvalier, in 1986,
He left to go to France.
go to France,
Mm-hmm.
and then the country started going down.
Right.
From 1986 to 2012 or 2024, the country went from, I would say, 50, 70%, 60% to
Mhm.
zero, minus zero.
Right.
Minus zero.
Well, would you say that the fact that when Baby Doc left, he took a large portion of the treasury with him, would you say that contributed to it?
Look, they all
Right.
are not good.
Right.
They don't do the right thing.
Right.
But when you compare bad with bad,
Right.
some are worse
Right.
than the bad.
Right.
That doesn't mean Duvalier was good.
Right.
His politics wasn't good for the country.
Right.
Baby Dog wasn't good for the country. But comparing with what we have now,
Right.
it's like day and night.
Right. So let's talk about Aristide. I've heard mixed reviews about him. I personally liked Father Aristide. I thought he was a revolutionary. I thought he stood up to the United States. I thought he wanted to reach out to other countries in the Caribbean. I thought he wanted to work with them to build, I guess, an economy that would benefit Haiti and the Caribbean. I thought that he was very, very intelligent and intellectual. But at some point, he lost favor with the United States. And somewhere around 1994, Clinton sent in the military to, well, actually, it was Raul Cedras that first opposed him. And then the Haitian people said, no, we want him back. So Clinton assisted Aristide in returning to power. But then he lost favor with the U.S. and Clinton, and he was forced to leave. And at one point, he was forced to leave Haiti, and then they said he couldn't come back to the Western Hemisphere. So what is your take on Father Aristide?
If you are talking to Haitians who understands politics,
Mm-hmm.
you will find different ideology.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, Aristide was at the beginning the first Aristide, the first version of Aristide.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love him.
Mm-hmm.
He was the idea, the revolutionary idea
Mm-hmm.
that we believe that would, transform the country.
Right.
At that time, I remember when he used to say, "You cannot say yes, sir, to the white people, the white man. Sometimes you have to say no, sir."
Right.
It was the idea that we as Haitian, we said, "Oh my God, we find someone."
Right. Right.
But 7 months later, he was taken away.
Right.
But the other version of Aristide that came back was the worst ever that Haiti has never known. Okay, Aristide is part of the reason we are where we are now. As far as gang, as far as those kind of things, Aristide is part of the reason.
So the second version of
The
Aristide.
second version of Aristide
After he came back from being deposed the first time.
Yes.
So what do you think was different about Aristide when he came back?
That's the mysterious part we never know. We can imagine based on what we observe, but there are some stuff that you will never know. But the only thing that we understand, he came back with another philosophy. Wants to be rich. And Aristide is one of the richest guy. I cannot say in the world, but the guy worth, last time I checked, over 800 million or whatever.
100 million?
$800
$800 million.
Yeah, something like that.
So Aristide is just short of being a billionaire.
Aristide has a lot of money.
And where did he get so much money? You must have some idea, or an educated guess.
Yeah. Well, people get money in different, sources.
Mm-hmm.
I know Aristide wrote, a couple books.
Right.
He writes a couple books, but writing book cannot make you
$800 million. No. Mm-mm.
And there are some stuff that I just reserve not to just express them like that.
Right.
But in Haiti, politicians, 99.9% of them are corrupts.
Mm-hmm.
Corrupt. They do anything for money.
Right.
That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Anything.
I used to follow Haitian politics from after Baby Doc. I remember you had Namfi Cedras.
Yes. Nanfi Cedras. What's the name? There were one before Aristide.
Mm-hmm.
The one that the colonel able give the power. What is the name?
Prosper Avril.
Prosper Avril.
Prosper Avril.
Prosper Avril.
Right.
Abel we went to school together.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we went to school together. As a matter of fact, I was president of the class.
Right.
Abel was part of the committee.
Right.
Yeah. When I found out Abel gave coup and passed the power to Prosper Avril, I was like, oh my God.
Well, you were here by that time, though.
I was here, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you visit when he was president?
I visited Haiti. I began to visit Haiti back in 1992.
Right.
But because there is one side of me I never told you. I'm a musician.
Oh, you did tell me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When Aristide was coming to Philadelphia,
right,
I was one of the responsible Haitian to organize his coming to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So I was singing at that time.
Right.
I sang for Aristide.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I received a phone call, my younger brother said, Imam, why you allow yourself to be seen with Aristide?
Right.
Guns went to my house because they saw my face with Aristide.
In Haiti. Right.
So Aristide was someone that, we used to really admire. But now Aristide is one of the guys that, one of the most hated in Haiti right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So
but
now,
his group's still powerful. Lavalas. Still powerful.
Right.
They are the one in power right now, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Yes, they are the one in power.
So, in order to, I guess, bring Haiti together, right,
Mhm.
and to end the suffering, the violence, the suffering, the poverty, who in Haiti right now would be a good candidate to do that?
That's a nice question. Um, there's a lot of good Haitians in Haiti. Much as there are a lot of bad, but there are some good Haitians.
Mhm.
But as far as people that present themselves, as candidate to help,
Right.
based on my observation, I would I would try with one
Hmm.
that when I study his philosophy, his past, his actions, and his way of thinking, I would try with them.
And who is that?
His name is Gifili.
Giffy.
Gifili.
Giffy. Okay.
Right now, and what I say, I based it on my professional observation, and even though I've been here so long, I'm American, on paper,
Right.
but as Haitians, I would try him.
Okay.
Yes, I would try him. Why he has it? Okay, I'm waiting for if you have a question, maybe.
Well, my next question is for those of us in this country, whether you're from Haiti, Harlem, or wherever, what can we do to help the people of Haiti
Help to stop the variety of arms and munition
that are flowing to Haiti?
that's flowing to Haiti.
Now, that's hard to do because America's number one export has always been violence. Dr. King said, I think it was 1967, he said the greatest purveyor of violence on the planet is my own government. So our government has been exporting weapons of mass destruction for, since I guess the turn of the century, right? Once America established itself as a major power, it began to sell arms. So much so that now, growing up here in New York, and TP over there can attest to this,
Mhm.
we're talking going back in the 70s, early 70s. The neighborhoods, right? The so-called bad neighborhoods, the hood, you didn't find the sort of armaments, the sort of firepower you have today. Most people, if they had a gun, they have what's called a Saturday night special.
Mhm.
It may work, may not, right? Usually you pull it out to scare somebody because it may not work. It may blow up in your hand,
yes,
right?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that was because during that time, we had the Black awareness or Black power movement.
Mhm.
They were not going to arm them with weaponry that would make them equal to their white counterparts. They were not going to do that. So it wasn't until probably the 80s when the government was pretty sure that we would kill each other with the weapons, did you see higher grades of weaponry starting to flow into the communities.
Mhm.
It's really hard to address the flow of weapons because America sells guns everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Just think about it. You, right now, let's say you wanted to buy an assault rifle. You can go to any gun store, hand them your driver's license, they'll do a 5-minute background check,
Mhm.
and you walk out with an assault rifle and your ammunition in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Pennsylvania does not have a waiting period. And the background checks, it's not all that thorough. It's a 5-minute check. You put in a couple of some social security information, date of birth, stuff like that, and they'll tell you if you're currently wanted, or if you have some sort of restraining order. Other than that, you're clear to buy that weapon. So it's really hard to curtail the flow of weapons out of this country.
Yes. Just imagine the gangs.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been to anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They live in the ghetto,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have even money to feed themselves.
Right.
And you see them with AK
Mm-hmm.
37. You
Right.
see them with firearm that costs thousands
Right.
of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and they can even feed themselves.
You know what? See, it's pretty much the same thing here. So here in parts of this country, you have, I guess you call them food deserts, right? So you can't get fresh produce, but you can always get guns and drugs. You can always get alcohol. You can always get crack, marijuana, heroin, but you can't get fresh vegetables. Some places in this country, I saw a special years ago in Detroit. Detroit was once one of the wealthiest cities in this country. Now it is one of the poorest cities in this country because of the loss of the auto industry.
Mm-hmm.
Things were so bad in Detroit that they would take whole blocks of Detroit and say, you're no longer within the city of Detroit. Now you're in Wayne County because we can't afford to provide police and fire services. Sometimes there may be one house on the block. And in the city of Detroit, there was a time when they had no supermarkets. I saw in this special, a man was shooting raccoons, and the people were buying raccoon meat from him because that's all they could get. Unless you had a car to go out into the suburbs to find grocery stores, you had to rely on the local meat man who would sell you squirrels, raccoons, whatever he could shoot.
Here in the United States.
Right here in the United States. You know, America gives they present themselves as a very wealthy and powerful nation. When you're looking at America and you're watching on TV and you see all the rich homes, the lifestyles of the rich and famous, right? You don't realize that just on the other side of the tracks is abject poverty. You know, I mean, there are places down in Mississippi in the Delta where they don't have running water. Right here in this country, there are places, you know, if you go a little further west on 80, is where the Appalachian Trail begins. Some place in Appalachia, there's no running water, there's no internet, there's no Wi-Fi.
And that's one of the reasons a lot of Haitians and other Caribbeans. But since I'm talking about Haiti,
Sure.
A lot of Haitian, they take boat, they do anything to come to United States,
Right?
Because they never show us the bad part of United States,
Right? Right?
You see the beautiful, the nice, big hotels, but they never show you what's going on in
the poverty,
the poverty side.
Right.
Versus when they go to Haiti or some other part of the world, they just get the poverty side, but they never show you the nice part of the country.
Right.
My friend, Haiti has some very beautiful, until now, side of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think what happened was after the earthquake, you saw some of the destruction, right? You saw some of the beautiful homes up in the hills that would have been destroyed by the earthquake. These are multi-million-dollar homes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And those are those oligarchs you talked about.
Yes. There are some places in Haiti. If you go there, you will never want to come back.
Right.
We have the nicest beaches in Haiti. more than any other Caribbean places. But they don't show you those places.
Right.
If you go to Labadie, this is marvelous.
Well, I know that the cruise ships used to go to Labadie, right? But I guess, so America has, we talk about the Cold War with the former Soviet Union, but America has also been at a form of Cold War with Haiti.
Oh, yes.
And also with Cuba, right?
Yes.
So what you do is you keep these countries economically disadvantaged. In fact, I went in doing my research, I found that let's see if I can find what year it is. 1914, right? The United States Marines showed up in Haiti. This is the start of World War One. They showed up in Haiti. 8 of them showed up at a bank, which the U.S., the Bank of New York, had started, right? The B, I think it's B
Bank of America.
Right. Well, it was the National Bank of New York.
Okay.
They set up a subsidiary in Haiti because they wanted to control Haiti's economy. Okay. 1914, 8 Marines show up at the bank in Haiti, load up every piece of gold, and transported it to New York.
Yes.
And deposited in the National Bank of New York.
Yes.
So for a country that is struggling economically, how the hell are you fixing it by taking the resources out?
That's what they've been doing to us since the first invasion.
Right. In 1915. And I knew about the invasion, but I didn't realize that they were there for 19 years.
Yeah, they didn't just leave. We threw them out.
Well, yeah.
In 1934.
Right. They had been there for 19 years, and in that time, the companies that came into Haiti, that were working in Haiti, were well compensated, but the Haitians were treated just a little bit above slavery, which is no different than what's happening here. Here we called it Jim Crow. We called it segregation. In South Africa, they called it apartheid. It's all the same thing.
All the same thing.
Right. The name might be different, but what they're doing is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why we've been victimized ever since. So there are places in Haiti. You as Haitian, you cannot go.
Really?
Because they have big gates. They purchase them and then get everything that have underneath of that area, and then after that, they disappear.
Okay, so I read about the iridium. So it looks like the iridium is excuse my pronunciation, but I think it's Jacmel.
Yes.
You
say it right.
Oh,
Jacmel.
Yeah. Jacmel. Okay. So is that area closed off from the Haitian people?
No. As a matter of fact, Jacmel is a nice place where if you want to have, fun, you go to Jacmel. I've been in Jacmel, several times. So it's not close up to the Haitians.
Right.
But there are places in it that are purchased by, oligarch or by some people in the international. You cannot go in those areas.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's an open place for anyone can go visit.
But now, in Haiti, aside from iridium, which is a big one, there's also gold, from what I understand.
We have a lot of gold. As a matter of fact, there are places in Haiti where you go, you see people just
panning for gold.
Yes. And then they got plenty of them and they sell for pennies.
Almost nothing.
Yes.
And then there's also some oil in Haiti. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes. We got oil.
So
Proven that we have. Yes.
is the oil currently being extracted?
No. No.
Okay.
As far as I know, no.
Right. And where would the oil be found in Haiti? Is it same as Jacmel?
Not in Jacmel, but they are being located.
Mm-hmm.
Some part in the central part of Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
okay, in the northwest of Haiti. Yeah, so people know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, okay, when there's a lot of things that used to happen can no longer,
Mm-hmm.
because they will have to kill every single Haitian
Right.
in order for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before we were indoor,
Mm-hmm.
things used to happen. There were no internet, no technology. We didn't know.
Right.
But now every single Haitian knows what's going on.
Right.
So it's not. That's why they are killing them like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's the other thing that happened in Haiti. They opened a movement where President Biden encouraged a lot of middle class to come to United States
Right.
freely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Biden. It's a good thing because a lot of Haitians, were hungry, now can eat. But this is not to help the country.
Oh, of course not.
We know why.
Mm-hmm.
We know why.
To get you off the land.
Okay. However, sometimes you plan to do something in your favor, it will not be the way you think it's going to be. Everyone eye open right now.
Right. Now you mentioned President Biden, right? Let's talk about another former U.S. president. Let's talk about Bill Clinton. Everybody knows that Bill Clinton was put in charge of the money that was raised that was supposed to go to help Haiti, right? The Clinton Foundation, presumably hundreds of millions of dollars. How much of that money actually made it to Haiti, to the people of Haiti? Did any of it get to the people of Haiti?
Maybe if some of them get to them, it to make them poorer.
Really? Wow. Made them poorer.
Even the Red Cross,
Right.
that is an institution to help.
Yes.
Even Red Cross money.
Didn't get there.
Haiti is a country where I don't know what we have done to deserve that kind of treatment.
I think I know. I know. I think it's because Haiti was the first. Haiti was the first country, first black country to get independence. Second, Haiti beat Napoleon. It is mind-boggling when you begin to try to understand how people with no military training would beat the French. Napoleon, who was the greatest military mind of his time, goes into Haiti with untrained soldiers and got his butt kicked. Went running back to Haiti. So I think what happened was the other colonial powers looked at that and said, we cannot allow this to spread across the Caribbean, to spread into the United States, and then across the Atlantic into Europe and back down into Africa.
Yeah.
Because what I said before about us not being Haitians and Jamaicans and African Americans being one people, if we begin to do that, right? If we break down these artificial barriers that separate countries in Africa where there were no borders before, and just say, you are my brother, and my sister. We may not speak the same language, but we didn't speak the same language on the slave ship, but we managed to lead rebellions, right? Just using hand signals and things familiar like the sound of the drum. We knew when to launch an attack. We can do the same thing now, because if we don't, as I said earlier, you pick us off one by one. And that's what was happening. You know, I saw something on the news today where there was a young man down in Georgia. He was fleeing from the police, and eventually they were able to stop the car, and they got him out. Young man was unarmed. At this point, he was giving up. One of the officers walked up and shot him in the head and killed him. He died. Well, he died a couple of days later in the hospital. That officer was charged. Well, the judge decided no jail time. A lot of us know about the LA, they call it the LA riots. I call it the LA uprising. A lot of us thought that the catalyst was the beating of Rodney King. Not completely. Before Rodney King, there was a young, I think this girl was 14 years old. Her name was Latasha Harlins. Are you familiar with the story?
I heard, yes.
She walked into a Korean grocery store to buy orange juice. She takes the orange juice, sits it on the counter, and gets into a dispute with the proprietor. Some words are exchanged. They kind of hit each other. Well, the little girl leaves the orange juice and is walking out of the store. The grocer picks her gun up and shot Latasha Hollins in the head. And the district attorney decided no jail time for the Korean grocer. So I think when Rodney King's beating, when it hit the airwaves, it was just a wave of anger from Latasha Hollins and so many others. There was a TV actor, Ray Vitti, also killed by the LAPD. So just so much anger that had been building below the surface for years, and things just bubbled over when Rodney King, when the police was said, were found not guilty.
Yes.
You know, and you know, in this country, you have 50 different states, right? So if something happens in Ohio, we in Pennsylvania should probably be going to Ohio, right? You know, we have to forget these artificial barriers that separate us and realize that's my sister, that's my brother. And unless we do something about it, these things will continue to happen.
And the way things are going, I can envision things like that will happen again.
What happened to the young man? Well, it just happened.
Yes.
Just this year,
Yes.
the woman in, I think it was Missouri, officer walks into a house. She's in the kitchen boiling water. He is a safe distance away. He is narrating the story on because he has his body cam on. So he's saying, oh, put that water down. Well, look, the water is on the stove. You're a safe distance away. Even if she picks up the water, you can retreat.
Of course.
He fired a fatal shot, shot her in the head and killed her, right? Black woman. And these things keep happening. And if we remain divided, it'll continue to happen.
Yes.
So in this country, we need to be aware that this is happening in Haiti. It's happening in the Congo. It's happening in Libya. The places where we are destabilized. We have the resources in the ground, but we can't get to them. Because even though we have all of the material wealth, we need the machinery to get it out. We need the financial backing. And if we, and in this country, let's be realistic, Black people in this country are some of the greatest consumers on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Consumerism, right, is one of our impediments to unity. Because we are so enthralled by things. To us, things are more important than human life, right?
Yes.
We've got to change direction, right? We've got to come together, and we've got to form brotherhood, sisterhood, right? So, if you start this resource center, I would love to come.
Yeah,
Right.
this is one of the things that we are planning.
Right.
A community center where people who really are in needs of any type
Right.
of support
Mm-hmm.
will come, and we have volunteers, we have
Mhm.
other professionals that will be able to assist.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I'd like to be a volunteer.
yeah, that's one of, now we are in the process of getting resources together,
Mm-hmm.
human resources, all kinds,
Right.
so that we can start.
Well, I'll share this with you, and I don't know if I told you this before, but right now I am financially supporting a man, his wife, and 2 children there in Gaza. This man has been fleeing for his life for the past year. His wife actually gave birth to their second child while on the run.
Oh
Um, he sends me pictures from refugee camps. In fact, I got one, I think last week, and he's in one refugee camp, and you could see the explosions going off in the next camp. And he tells me how he could hear the screams of children. And you could see in the aftermath body parts scattered in this refugee camp. And, I mean, one thing that I think is important for us to understand, it's about humanity. Doesn't really matter what language you speak.
no, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter what color your skin is. I think the Creator gives us all a certain degree of humanity.
Yes.
And I think that that is something we need to exercise, that humanity, and reach out and extend to help one another, because we don't know what's going to happen with Trump in his second term.
Even the Bible reason in one thing: help
Mm-hmm.
one another.
Yeah,
That's, if you're doing this, you are doing the Bible,
God's work,
God's
right?
work.
Doing for the least of these.
Look, I don't want to be a prophet that will bring any negative energy
Mm-hmm.
to the world, whatever.
Right.
But we have to get ready
Mm-hmm.
for the next 4 years that
Right.
we're gonna have in
Mhm.
United States. It's not gonna be easy.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's
We are-
not gonna. But let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I know you are the host, but let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How in the world? I cannot understand American.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here. I don't think you were born yet.
Oh, I was born when you came here.
Uh,
Oh, I was born in the 60s.
oh.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, a president who openly
Mhm.
express what he is planning to do.
Mhm.
I'm talking mostly to the foreigners,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
to the Caribbean, but I found out a lot of them voted.
For Trump.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just cannot understand.
I'll tell you what happened. The first time Trump was elected in 15 and took office in 16, my wife and I went to Italy for our 25th wedding anniversary. And when we landed and got off the plane, when people realized we're Americans, they all had the same question. Who's this Trump guy? What's the matter with this guy, huh? I think that for Trump in the second term, matter of fact, let's go back to the first term. I believe that there is a power, unseen power behind Trump. I don't think it's just the voters. I don't think it's just Wall Street and the money. I think there is an energy behind Trump because Trump came out of nowhere, no political experience, right? No understanding of how politics works in this country or abroad. So there is an energy behind Trump. I believe a very dark force.
I thought I was the only one who saw that.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no.
There's
There are others who
something.
see it. Oh yeah, yeah. There's others who see it. I see it clearly. There's a dark force behind him, and I think that in the Bible, God chose a particular man to lead to the destruction of Egypt.
For a particular reason.
Right. He chose a particular pharaoh. They call him Ramses. Right. There were pharaohs before and some after, but this one was chosen particularly to lead to the downfall of Egypt. And I think that Donald Trump was chosen specifically to lead to the downfall of this country. He lost his reelection bid. If he was allowed to continue, America would have been down on its knees by now. We're not far from it. But with Donald Trump, a man, there's a scripture that talks about the leader not having vision. And we're not just talking about the ability to see, we're talking about spiritual vision, right? And understanding. And he doesn't have any. And he's demonstrated that over and over and over. And the Bible also says that many false prophets will come. And people looked at Trump and didn't recognize him for who he is. But they will find out. And that is why we need to come together.
Definitely,
Yeah.
there must be a movement.
Mm-hmm.
To tell you the truth, I have nothing against Trump.
Right.
Who am I? I have nothing. But the only concern that I have is the fact that is his personality.
Mm-hmm.
His personality.
Mm-hmm.
So he believes that he knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that no one else
Mm-hmm.
knows what he knows.
Right.
Sees what he's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that type of mentality is not really what we need for now.
Right.
And I believe it's really questionable.
I'll tell you something, right? In the biblical story, in order for the children of Israel to be free, Egypt had to be destroyed, right? Pharaoh and all of his army died in pursuit of the children of Israel. And I believe that for the rest of the world to be free, America has to end. This constant pursuit of power that has been detrimental to the entire world, it has to end. And I think that Trump is the man that is chosen to usher that in. I think that those of us that can see, I think if we just hold on for these next few years, I think that we will see a possibility there, right, for real change. Because what we do in this country, we change the name on the door, but the policies toward the Caribbean don't change. The policies toward the Middle East don't change, right? The policies for the poor in this country, they don't change. The poor get poorer all across the world, and the rich get richer. So it doesn't matter who you put there. If the policies are the same, then the outcome will be the same. So I just think that we need to begin to come together, right, as one people, right? And, you know, we need to recognize the fact that God chose a particular people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says that one day we will gather together on the mountains of Zion to sing praises again, right?
Yes.
It won't be Haitians, Jamaicans, Americans, Europeans. It'll just be the children of God,
Yes, true.
right? And that's who we always have been, and that's who we're always going to be. And I just think we need to tear down these artificial barriers, right? And you know, to me, I just like to learn, right? And you know, I've learned to pick up a few words of patois, of
Mm-hmm.
Creole. I've learned to pick up. I speak almost fluent Spanish. I speak some Italian. I speak some Polish. I speak some Arabic, right? These are just things that I think we need to realize, right? That all of us don't speak the same language,
Oh,
right?
diversity.
There you go. There you go. And I think that it just does something to someone when you can speak to them just a few words of their own language, right? You know, it's a commonality.
Speaking another language, it's nice.
Right. It's great.
Nice.
It's great. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you never know when you're going to be in a country where you don't speak the language and somebody, and all of a sudden you hear a voice from out of nowhere saying, hey, over here, right? You know, I mean, and I just like to be able to do that, right? Let people know it's not about the language, right? You know, beyond the language is a human being, another human being to connect with, you know? And
Unfortunately, some people judge people by the language.
right,
If
right,
you, for us Haitians coming to America, speaking Creole and French, we've been in situation where people just underestimate us.
right.
You know, they judge you by the way you sound.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I always tell them, even in the classroom,
Right,
when they try, tend to, mimic my sound, I say,
right,
okay, look, you too, you have accent.
right,
I say, okay, c'est bonjour. Bonjour. I say, you see, you have accent.
right. Absolutely.
Speaking French, you have accent.
Right,
So I make, a
Right.
joke with that.
right.
At the same, some people they judge you by your accent.
And you know, it's unfortunate because a lot of us in this country, we don't bother to learn, right? Even about what's happening in this country, let alone what's going on in other parts of the world. And it's so important to understand the world we live in,
Mhm.
right? But a lot of us don't. We're so caught up in the day to day things, right? And let's be realistic. This is a tough economy. It's a tough world,
Yes. Yes.
right? It's dog eat dog. So most people don't
And
have.
it's not getting better.
It's not. A lot of people don't have the time or the energy to devote to understanding what's happening, right? And if you don't understand, you can never be part of the solution if you don't even recognize there's a problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly we are living in a microwave world.
yeah,
Everything must be done now.
right, right,
Young people they don't have patience
right,
to go one step to the other step.
Right.
No. Everyone wants to be rich now.
right,
I want that house now.
right, right,
So with the internet technology, everybody now is a psychologist.
right, right, right,
Everyone is a pastor. Everyone is a minister. Everyone has a message.
right,
That's how things are now.
right,
So what you just say is right. You have to understand the word that you are living.
right. Absolutely.
And if we want to go back to politics, that's why people cannot do what they used to do.
Right,
the when we dealing with guy like Duvalier, Papadoc, and those dictator
Right.
in the past, they used to do whatever they wanna do.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows.
Right.
But now you eat something in the Poconos,
Right. Everybody knows.
in 1 minute,
Right.
the other world, they
It's
know you
around
ate
the world.
something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, folks, this is Reason for Reason. The number here is 888-304-4401. Again, 888-304-4401. I've had just a wonderful hour and a half spending with my friend
Emmanuel, that's Emmanuel.
Mr. E.
Mr. E.
Mr.
Best
E.
one, Mr. E.
Mr. E. And we are going to bring Mr. E back because there is so much information that we have not yet covered. There is so much history in Haiti. And, for Black people, we are the people with the longest history on the planet. But the people our people don't recognize that. And this is something that we need to continuously talk about. And before you go, Mr. E, there's one thing that I wanted to ask you about, and that is the Citadel in Haiti. I think it is the largest military outpost in the Western Hemisphere.
You're talking about
The Citadel in Haiti, the structure that was used to defend Haiti against invasion.
oh, okay. You mean if that still exists?
Oh, I
or-
know it still exists,
Mhm,
right?
mhm, mhm.
I would love to see that.
Oh yeah.
Where in Haiti is it?
Cape Haitian.
Cap Haitian. Okay.
Or
Okay.
Cap,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
And this is something that we're still proud of.
Right.
And we believe one day millions of tourists will be going to Haiti
Right.
to visit. They kill our resources. Tourists, they are no longer going to Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a history.
Mm-hmm.
We have places for them to go. Beautiful places for them to go. Historical places for them to go. So we hope that God will change things, and we are as Christian keep on praying. We believe very soon Haiti will transform.
Right.
We believe a new Haiti will surface very soon, and that will happen very, very, very soon.
I believe it will. Well, Mr. E, thank you so much for coming. This has been, like I said at the start of the show, nothing happens by accident, right? We were meant to meet that day.
Yes, we will.
And
Mhm.
when you start your center, I will be one of the first people to volunteer. You just call me. You have my number.
Oh yes,
Anything you need from me, you just let me know. If I can do it,
definitely.
no problem.
On your way, if you find any good, individual, maybe Haitians, let them know that I exist.
I will certainly do
Connect
that.
them to me.
I will certainly do that. And you can see this show on Facebook,
Okay.
or you can also see it on YouTube. So we will be sending this out on Facebook and YouTube, and hopefully some people in the area, the immediate area, will see it and want to take part. But how would they contact you?
Oh yes, I have a phone number 267-250-0126, and also they can email me anything that they want on E and my last name Polection, POLECTION at yahoo.com.
Okay.
They can email me, and if anyone wants to have an idea of myself, just go on Google, put Emmanuel Polection, EMMANUEL Polection, P like Peter,
Mhm.
OLEC TION, you will find a lot of information. We created the Haitian Community Center in Philadelphia, the first Haitian Community Center in Philadelphia. Our ministry helped 116 visa to be given to Haitian musicians. We are the first who organized for 17 years HGMA Awards, where we recognize artists for whatever they do for the year in Philadelphia for 17 years. We do it 5 times in Haiti and 3 times in Dominican Republic. We do altogether somewhere 22 or 23 HGMA Awards, where we invite artists to come, put them in nice hotel, use red carpet, limo, beautiful thing for them. And we are a simple servant of God, married, 4 children, a simple servant of God. When I came to this country, this is the last thing I'm gonna tell you. I couldn't even say the in English.
Right.
I was not able to even say the.
Right.
I remember one teacher that I had in a night class library told me, Emmanuel, when you wake up in the morning, go in front of a mirror, do like this.
Right.
I was unable to even say the.
Well, my brother, you come a long way.
From
And I thank you so much for joining us, folks. We will be back here, not next Thursday. We'll be back the Thursday after that, and we'll have another thoughtful and insightful program for you. Again, I want to thank Mr. E for coming out, and I hope you enjoyed this and you will see Mr. E again. So good night and have a good weekend.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah, it was a very nice conversation, healthy conversation, and it was great.
Yes.
Maybe one day I will invite you to one of my shows too.
Oh, listen, anything you need, you just let me know.
Yes. Oh man, you are one of the great contacts that I have. I'm glad.
I'm glad I can help. Because you know what? Where's this guy? Hey, TP. Hey, we're done. Okay. All right,
Man, I like your. That's a nice place. Yes.
I've been doing shows here for about 5-6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Now, where's your church?
No, my church is in Philadelphia.
Oh.
But I've been here almost a year and a half.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I am trying to locate myself. I don't even know exactly the area yet.
Right.
I'm still figuring out. I live in the Pacific area.
Right.
So that's why I'm trying to locate resources. We need a place where we can start gathering to as a matter of fact, if you know any connection where we can start looking for a good place. That's one thing that I cannot wait to be able to find. We need that kind of connection.
Let's see what we got here.
Because I know there's a lot of Haitians in this area. We need to, as long as we have a place, they know where they can find us. That's what we are looking for right now.
Let's see.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and call voice will try to connect you.
Ron Yates. I guess she's busy.
Okay.
This is Erlane Raphael. She is a nurse practitioner. Every year she goes to Haiti to provide free health care.
Okay.
She leads uh, basically a mission. She takes doctors, nurses, and herself, and they go to Haiti every year,
Okay.
and they go to some of the rural areas, and they just do healthcare. Yeah. So I'll reach out to her, and there's
That's
another.
a good connection.
Yeah, and there's another guy I know. His name is Harold. I gotta get his number, but I'll get his number and I'll reach out to him because he has real estate. So he's trying to start a program that will teach young people about investing, um, healthcare, taking care of themselves physically, college entry, stuff like that. So
Okay.
we'll make some connections.
Yeah, that would be a good combination. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I know you're looking for a space.
Oh yes, we
Right.
are looking for a space.
Yeah.
For now, that's my preoccupation.
Right.
Finding a place where we can start
Okay.
helping people.
Right.
There's a lot of people who come with Biden movement.
Mm-hmm.
They don't speak English. They just they need help.
Right.
And we found out that there's a lot of them around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And you're up in Mount Pocono area. So
so for now, that's one of our main concern. Getting a place we can be able to start
let's see.
a community center.
Yeah. Since you're up in Mount Pocono.
Hello, stranger.
Hey, Claudette Wagwan.
Nothing. How are you?
I'm all right.
Man, wow.
Yeah, I'm still hanging in there.
I see.
Listen, Claudette,
Yes.
a friend of mine is looking for a space. He wants to start a Haitian community center. He's up in Mount Pocono. Do you know of any space available up that way?
How big of a house?
How big a space do you need?
I'm not that good in evaluating whatever how they but
Well, how many people would you figure you would host at one time?
we need at least a place where we can have different offices.
Okay, so we need some office space.